All right. Hello, everyone. This recording is for Wednesday, April 8th, 2020, and this is our final day for this week, reviewing reporting category 2. Again, next week we will continue talking about reporting category 2. We'll just talk about the second half of TEKS. The first half of reporting category 2 is 8.4 proportionality and 8.5 proportionality. So lots of talk this week about slope, constant rates of change, unit rate, y is equal to mx plus b, all of those things that are involved with proportionality. So I've got some practice we're going to work through together today. So I just want you to press pause while we go through each slide or activity. Press play whenever you are ready to check your answers. So I want you to fill out each part of this table. I'm going to tell you that it would be easiest to start by looking at the graph. Okay, so if you look here at the graph, by doing so, guys, you would be able to see that the y-intercept is at 7. So remember, the y-intercept is my b. So my equation part of it right there is plus 7. Then to find the slope, you can go from one point to the other. Your rise here is negative 11. We went down 11 over 2. So my slope is negative 11 over 2. And then the 2 points on the line. And you can plug some values into a table here by plugging the x in for x in the equation to then solve for your y. All right, number 2, try this one out. I would start first by plotting the point on the graph, then using your slope. Okay, so if I put negative 2, 5 on the graph, and I did a slope of 2, now I went up 4 and over 2. It just made my points a little bit farther apart so that I could connect those lines a little bit easier. That also told me my y-intercept is 9. So up 4 over 2 is the same thing, right, as a slope of 2. Number 3, try this one out. Press pause and then press play when you are ready. All right, so if the slope is 0, I have a horizontal line. And if it told us 4, 3 was a point on the graph, then I know all of my y values are going to be 3 because it is a straight line. Number 4, try this one. Use that slope and y-intercept. I would start by writing your equation first, then moving to your graph. All right, so if my slope is 1/3, that goes in for my m, 1/3 x, plus 4 is my b, so y is equal to mx plus b. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. And then to graph that, I start here at the y-intercept, put a point on 4, and then use my slope up 1 over 3 to plot a second point. So that second point is what you can use for another point on the graph. Connect those lines, so there you have your graph, and then you can plug in some x values to solve for y to fill out your chart. Number 5, try this one. It starts here with your graph. Okay, so on the graph, I know that my y-intercept is 0, 0. So y is equal to mx plus b. I'm not going to have a b because it goes through the origin. I mean, we could put plus 0, but we don't have to do that. We can leave that off. So my equation is just y is equal to mx. So I have to solve for my slope next. So I can see here that I could go up 1 over 2 for my slope. Number 6, try this one. All right, so if I plot the point -3, 0, and I use my slope up 2 over 3, that gives me another point here on the line. So -3, 0 is 1 point on the line. My y-intercept is 0, 2. It crosses right there at 2. So my b is 2, and my m, my slope, is 2/3. Number 7, this one gives you a real-life situation. It says, when Sarah arrived at work at the Cupcake Junction, 50 cupcakes were already iced. She can ice 20 cupcakes in 10 minutes. So graph that situation, write an equation, and then fill out a table for some different time values. Okay, so 50 cupcakes were already iced. So I'm not going to start here at 0, 0. I'm going to start at 50. So my y-intercept, my b is 50. Then it says she can ice 20 cupcakes in 10 minutes. So at 10 minutes, we're going to plot here 20 more cupcakes would be 70 cupcakes. So my rise is 20, my run is 10. So 20 over 10 gives me a slope of 2. So your equation would be y is equal to 2x plus 50. And you can plug in some different values to fill out a table. So she can basically ice 2 cupcakes per minute. That is also your unit rate. All right, and number 8. So from the table, you can graph those points. It tells us 0, -1 here on the table, so I know my b is -1. It's going to cross that y-axis at -1. And then I can use another point on the graph to solve for my rise over run. So my rise would be 2, my run would be -1. So -2 over 1 is a slope of -2. So my equation is y is equal to -2x plus 1. All right, great job today, guys. If you have any questions over any of those problems or anything over proportionality, please make sure and reach out. I will be happy to help you out. Again, we just have one assignment this week. That is 13.02a in USA Test Prep. Have a great day, everybody.